Hey YouTube, it's Sandra. I'm back again with another YouTube video. I just completed my third week at Animation Mentor with at Animation Basics, which is the course I'm in right now. So this week, what we did was we had another posing assignment. We had to pose our Stuart rig as in an excited pose, right? And then we finally had the bouncing ball. So I did experiment with the bouncing ball here and there a couple times, but now I'm starting to get the fundamentals of the bouncing ball behind. So I know a couple weeks ago when I was still in my Maya Basics, my mentor actually went into depth in how to prepare, how to visualize, how to get the bouncing ball, how to prepare for it, how do you time it, how do you space it out, and that was one thing I was applying once again to my bouncing ball assignment. So for it, I would reference a lot of stuff, so like a rubber ball, bouncing ball, soccer ball, bowling ball. So I looked at all these different references, right? After that, I eventually would go into YouTube and figure out the timing of it. So I'd go with the comma or the plus sign. Very helpful if you want to do frame by frame for YouTube videos. It's either the comma or the plus sign, the comma and the period. You know, we can move frame by frame. So we have that. So I was able to frame it out to 100 frames per second, to 100 frames in total. So like what, 4 or 5 seconds of footage. You know, get the 4 or 5 seconds. We have that. After that, I was able to time it out, figure it out, got some feedback. Yeah, so I did that, and I definitely have like a better understanding of it. However, I'm still waiting for my mentor to critique it, so I don't know what I did get feedback in figuring out the timing. I still feel it's a little slow, I guess. I don't know if that's just me, but I know I will that I apply my classmates' feedbacks and stuff, so I am looking forward to that. So as far as the bouncing ball goes, I have a lot more practice to do with that. I was watching other videos of how they do the ease in, ease out. So like for example, the bouncing ball, a bouncing ball bounces, so it goes boing, goes into this arc, and it slows down. So it goes with this, goes in a straight, nice, symmetrical, like curvature. So the thing I learned was like how to get the arcs in, like how do you space it out, so when the bouncing ball comes from the top, it accelerates first, so it like eases in, right, and then it eases out a little bit, and eventually squashes at the bottom of it. So I'm learning all those mechanics. How do you time those? And another thing I learned, especially today, I know I'm already moving into week 4, but like it's learning as far as anything goes. When you animate on frames, you don't necessarily put them in the middle. You do put them in the middle, but you don't. So because you want to get that arc, you want to get that nice arc, right? So you get that arc, right? We want to make sure that the ball is out there, and then we eventually we have space it in between, and then we space in between. So and forward, sometimes it'll go smaller or larger depending on the shot. So that was in a nutshell. So, and then the other part of the assignment was do another pose. So I talked about Stuart, so the little orange skinny guy. He is the one where I had to pose an excitement pose, right? So I applied my mentor's feedback from last week's into this shot, where she told me to do, okay, you need to exaggerate the pose, because I noticed my drawings get very stiff, and I noticed how I was still struggling with like drawing the poses of my characters, of anatomy, and I knew something was off. I was very mechanical about them when I would go into the poses, do them digitally, whatever, and I would always like go back blocking them, doing the shapes. But after a good week of like gesture practice, I loosened up my drawings, and I could see a big improvement in how I structure my, like, especially with the line of action. So that has really helped my posing in general, and how to exaggerate the shots. So in Stuart's, for example, I made him be like this. He's a little bit, what's it called? Like I exaggerate his arms, his legs. Like the original pose was here, and this is Stuart. So if you notice between the two, I will be able to show you guys that I moved his arms a little bit. I exaggerated out his left leg, and so that's where I'm focusing on how can I push the pose, maybe arc his chest a little bit. I just figured out what other things I can do with. And that's it. Stay tuned for next week.